Welcome, dear ones, and welcome to those of you who are new. Many are coming. My name is Stewart Pearce, and for nearly 40 years I've been channeling the 12 Angels of Atlantis who came to me out of the blue in 1987 during the harmonic convergence. And each week the angels ask me to move into semi-trance. You'll notice that sometimes I keep my eyes open, sometimes they're closed, because they want me to channel light through my eyes and also through my voice. This radiant revelation is the first of three about the Rising of Atlantis. It's absolutely amazing. We recorded it earlier, and they will provide you with the most amazing information about how you are the rising of Atlantis and how your DNA is changing from, we're supposed to have junk DNA in our bodies because we're only vibrating, we're missing out on vibrating 44 strands of DNA. This is all going to change. So you're going to move into a 6th strand, and then eventually you will build yourself back into how you lived in Atlantis with 12 strands. Why this is all happening is because a crucial cosmic cycle of 12,000 years has reached a point of completion. If you go back to the end times of Atlantis, it was 12,000 years ago. So they depict how that took place. And they don't address it as being a field of destruction, so you'll find it fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. There's also a meditation, which is a unique Atlantean meditation with sounding. So you'll feel yourself really buoyant and levitating into profounder, higher frequencies. So now you're in for something really amazing, and this will fill you full of inspiration. But as always, we need the discipline of deep devotion and meditation. So what I'm going to do is to take myself through a meditation where I breathe very deeply, open up the pranic cord in each of my chakras, go deep into my heart chakra, because that's where I hear the angels' voices, and then I'll open my eyes and reveal the transmission to you. So do join me. This is quintessential so that we link in coherence, do you see? Our hearts have an energy field 5,000 times greater than the brain. So the angels are opening us to this subtlety so that we can all feel ourselves interconnected in this deep desire that we have for unity consciousness. So enjoy. Greetings, beacons of light. Welcome, dear ones, and thank you for gathering within our loving field of light, we 12 Angels of Atlantis. It is good to be with you. Please open your hearts and feel our love, and truly know by trust that we are with you, and that your hearts are not just providing you with the vital blood flow of life, but they are also electromagnetically reorienteering your entire interior capacity. In fact, they are lovingly inculcating the sound and light codes of belief, faith, and trust into your cellular chemistry. You see, our loving intention is to help you awaken your 44 strands of DNA. And these have been sleeping for 12,000 years within you since the end times of Atlantis. Be aware, dear ones. Feel your angelic guardians, your Star Nation soul brothers and sisters, the mighty Elohim and, yes, Master Thoth are all here in loving support of you. We gather as an exquisite communion of gracious opalescent light for this stunning transmission. Be with this, present in these moments. Master Thoth is reminding you that in this current time phase, the rising of Atlantis is occurring. And this means that a cosmic cycle has just been completed, and that within which there are encoded frequencies which we are now giving you, for the potentials of your love are being revivified, are being renewed, are being recultivated, so that you may feel the power of your memories rising in oneness, rising in the form of memories about your lives in Atlantis, when you and we were blissfully present to one another in the illumined oneness of the everlasting splendor of the divine Mother, Father, God Source. You see, a cosmic cycle of 12,000 years has completed, which we reported to you in 2025, and another therefore has begun. And so watch the time phase of these next 7 years with keenness. And by this we mean from 2025 to 2032, for you will see a period of such growth, accelerated processing, leading to the opening of the golden gates of spiritual posterity within the United States of America in 2032. Feel us within your rising to love. See us in the evolution of your purest potential. Dream this into this moment of being, and sense us lifting you into desiring the supreme and serene accomplishment of your highest aspiration. For you are the rising of Atlantis. And as Master Thoth has said to you before, we will repeat. You humans are sacred cultivators of this blessed earth. You are galactic peace pilgrims who choose to live upon the Gaia as a consequence of your capacity for love in all of your vigor, in all of your independence, in all of your sovereignty, in all of your virtue. For you are wedded to the beautiful liberation of this Gaia as a planet of sentience. And therefore you are quickened in unison with the Devic spirits, the earth elementals. Hear them richly within their beautiful songs of unification, sung by the Fae, by the Elves, the Dryads, the Undines, the Naiads, the Sylphs, the Dwarfs, the Pixies, and the Salamanders, all who live within the earth, the rocks, the fire, the waters, and the air of your planet, all of whom are devoted and dedicated to the divine honor of the goodness and the beauty of your planet. For Earth was created by the same conviction of the love that stirs deep within your soul. We angels have light beamed to you from the higher frequencies of the 29th dimension, the reason being that in the completion, the last 12,000 years of cosmic cycle means that Atlantis is rising. Yes, you see, the civilization of Atlantis reached completion approximately 12,000 years ago, and we invite you as futurists to rest on the bedrock of your origins, for you are the record keepers of Atlantis. Feel the sacred wisdom of Atlantis liberating from deep within your cells, from clusters within your DNA. Feel how your hearts are stirring in this moment, and others, bringing forth the sacred wisdom that drenched the life of all Atlanteans, for you were commissioned as cosmic travelers in Atlantean form to bring spirit into matter upon the Gaia, and so during your Atlantean lives you continuously made sacred the divine nature of Mother Earth. And this you did through dedication, through devotion, through reverence, and through adoration, your great love for the planet on which you dwell. You, as Atlanteans, experienced a way of being that vibrated in accord with the divine. And so you resonated a very different molecular biochemistry from your present body of today. You lived within a field of supercoherence, created and nourished by an octave of supernatural intelligence, far surpassing anything that you currently experience. For you as Atlanteans live the vibration of a 12 helix DNA, whilst you are at present vibrating a double helix DNA. And at the same time, you are now morphing. Yes, you are morphing into hybrid human status, to live as a radiant being, to live as a shining one, to live as Homo luminous, and therefore animated by a hexaplex DNA. And this means that the 2 strands of DNA morph into 6 strands. Yet, as we promised you, there will be also a graduation at some time where you resume the 12 helix DNA, for you are futurists. We angels ask you to open your heart's secret chamber and to unpack this love-filled treasure chest, and then you will awaken the inheritance of the joy that is your divine birthright. And if love is embraced through continuous moments of your conscious awareness, you will blast open the furnace of your spiritual conviction, and the intelligent compassion of your ancient beingness will cascade through your body. This is the awakening of your DNA. And so, a trajectory to heaven will be forged by the striking of your heart's note. And when the vibration of your soul's note moves you to ecstasy, you will create key harmony within your human form that will stop the symphonic movement of the cosmos in a trice, just to feel the glory of it. Yet further still, this will be a moment of exquisite beauty, a vibration within that will allow you to hear the angels singing enchantments to you, reminding you that your destiny is rich with synchronicity, with kismet, and you too will then manifest gifts of such grace. For thousands of years, you as an Atlantean practiced these cosmic ideals by chanting and speaking love and peace into your abundant lives. You did this because you knew who you were. And sound and light codes with color-filled resonance, like sparkling shards from millions of crystals, connected you to the great jewel of faith. And through the acceptance of this faith, through yielding to the power of the divine Mother, Father, God, Source, time and time again through ritual, the greatest prize above all was revealed. And this is the sublime love of the divine. For this level of spiritual attainment was taught, was governed by the Atla priesthood, who lived efficaciously by the people, for the people, nigh the people. You see, the Atlantean landmass changed by this account many times during the span of its civilization, which traversed from 250,000 BC to 12,000 BC. And during this period, for 1,500 years, the people lived a level of vibration far surpassing anything that you may currently dream about. And during that 1,500-year period, you as Atlanteans lived a supreme golden age which arose because your lives were purely sustained by love and joy, and you lived in deep rapport with the essence of Mother Earth. We reveal this to you now, for you are rapidly remembering that golden age which you called the Garden of Eden. And this was because the earth scenes around you today are often ugly in contrast to this dreaming. And so you are now holographically recreating this garden in your dreaming of 2032 when the Golden Gate opens. We will be with you, we promise. Atlantis was much, much bigger than you anticipate. It stretched from the present eastern coastal waters of North and Mesoamerica, including the islands of the Caribbean, and stretched over what you call the Atlantic Ocean through the Mediterranean Sea. And the islands that you know today, the Azores, Santorini, Sardinia, Majorca, Crete, etc., were all high peaks of the mountain range that contained the Temple of Poseidon at the very spiritual heart of Atlantis. Yet, bear in mind, dear ones, your current geography is dramatically changed from how it was. And the change was brought principally by a vast comet that crossed the path of planet Earth during the end times of Atlantis, and which moved the civilization to a point of completion. Furthermore, the continuous bombardment of this comet with all of its debris upon the surface of the Earth lasted for a period of 30 years, deeply and dramatically affecting the Gaia, producing earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunami. In fact, you may see the upheaval in the depiction that you have in the Bible of the Great Flood. It is recorded there. And as you well know, the priest architect of Atlantis, named for you as Noah, constructed a mighty ship that eventually carried animals and humans to the new colonies around the planet, particularly towards the area in the Middle East of today that you call the Fertile Crescent. You see, you as Atlanteans lived within 12 great communions, and you were informed by psychic premonitions that were validated by your high priests and priestesses, and so migrated by land, by sea, and flying through the air, through ships. And therefore you moved geographically to new areas to colonize that you now know as the Yucatan of Peru, of Egypt, of Judea. There were others, yet for the purposes of this transmission, we will mention only these as significant. For the others, we will transmit at a later stage. Are you feeling this, dear ones? And we will give you the story that most of you yearn for, of the transmigration of the 13 sacred crystal skulls and the teleportation of the great Tuar crystal, which, as you now know, is near the islands you call Bahamas. This great Atlantean crystal was the Firestone of the Atla. It existed as a star-keeper cylindrical quartz crystal cut as an 8-sided prism, and this was a transmitter of the intergalactic forces that poured into your Earth's atmosphere. Solar, lunar, and stellar energies poured into Atlantis, and which generated a superpower of beyond description, an electromagnetic force for all of the systems of energy that sustained the lives that you lived as Atlanteans. And thence, at the same time, this superpower generated health-enhanced states for you all, which created an atmospheric dome or shield over the so-called island of Atlantis, which stabilized all weather conditions and promoted a rarefied ecosystem. And we will share this information at a later date, and how the Atlanteans acutely formed this through temple worship in those organized communities of 12 strong that were dedicated to the unity consciousness that you so yearn for today. This will be in the next transmission, for we will give you 3 incidents. This is the first radiant revelation, and we will share how the children of the light became the children of the dark. Dear ones, this transmission is destined to awaken your 44 codons of DNA. And so we will engage you now in a sonic meditation well known by the Atlanteans. You will remember this. It is acute within your cellular frequency, and it is one that will open a portal within by the use of the 8-pointed star that replicates the great giant crystal, as well as reflecting the star of Venus and the star of Neptune, which vibrates the essence of the Atlantean connection deep within your body and spirit. You see the 8-pointed star as an important code for your Earth's natural stability and balance at this time of its rising, the rising of Atlantis. And it has been prophesied that in 2032, an 8-pointed star will appear above the pyramids of Giza, just as it did in the history of the many ancient wisdom cultures that are recorded within your indigenous peoples, such as the 8 paths of Buddha, the 8 immortals within the ancient Chinese tradition, the 8-pointed star of Islam, the seal of Solomon that became the 8-pointed star of David, and in Christianity, known as the Star of Bethlehem, which Mother Mary now carries as her peaked emblem. You see, the Atlanteans understood that life balance depended upon the refined connection between the heavens and the earth. And so 8 as a vibration was regarded as the number of harmony, of strength, of balance, with Neptune representing the spiritual transcendence of illusion into inspiration. Can you see the relativity? This is what's happening for you as you transcend from the illusion into inspiration. So please let us meditate. Be within your sanctuary, burning incense, lighting a candle, playing ambient sacred music, whether this be within your residence or within nature. Flavor the atmosphere to cradle the intention of love through yourself and your inner sanctum. Feel your spinal energy aligned, whether you are seated cross-legged or seated in a chair, and check that you feel grounded with your feet on the floor and your sacrum connected by being earthed. Imagine a silver white light passing through your spine, beaming through, this is your pranic cord, and draw it down through the strata beneath you until you touch the very core and the very womb and the very gravity of Mother Earth. And as you do this, feel the balance and the security of her love. And then once again, bring the silver beam up through your spine, out through the top of your head, beaming off into Father Heaven, into connection with the planet Venus, which is the nearest planet to your Earth. And of course, Venus, as you know, is the planet of love. Rest for a moment. Breathe deeply by widening and then deepening your breath. And then breathe out all the oxygen in your body. Wait a moment on emptying. Feel the need to breathe and then breathe in wide and deep, feeling the very energy of Father Heaven as a silver white light of pranayama moving through the whole of your being. Do this 8 times. And recovery once more. And hum through your heart. Place your hands over your heart chakra, left and then right, right over left. And again 3 times, opening your heart's secret chamber, opening your signature note even further, on. And then pause as you recover. And the final stage is to open the 8th chakra. This is above your crown, it's the universal heart chakra, and we will do this 3 times on He. So when you are ready, just let any breath empty, feel the need to breathe and recovery in. He. And breathe in your own rhythm and pause. And feel how your pranic cord is not just emblazoned within your central nervous system, your spine, but expanding, radiating through the girth of your body, radiating through your skin suit into your etheric sheath and beyond, radiating beyond etheric into your auric sheath, radiating beyond the auric sheath into your buddhic sheath, touching the ceiling, the floor, the walls, before, behind, beside. We promised you would become a radiant one, a shining one. The cosmos is drawing energy into your being. Feel the extraordinary energies moving through your being, expanding even greater your light body, fusing the profound connection that you have with the nature of Atlantis. And now visualize 2 deep blue 8-pointed stars, one before you, one behind you. Keep your heart chakra covered with your hands, right over left. And spin the 8-pointed star in a clockwise direction on this sound. And then say, Rama-ti-ma-ra, Rama-ti-ma-ra, Rama-ti-ma-ra. Registering the movement in the 2 great 8-pointed stars spinning before and behind, registering all of the intimations, intuitions or presentiments that are moving through your body as your memories increase of those wonderful years of being in Atlantis. This chant means everything sacred is blessed. And so pause. Soak. Recognize that within your heart a portal has opened, cradling the divine within the movement between the flesh and the spirit, your intuitive and cognitive. The rising of Atlantis is present. Soak in this soul process and allow the spinning of the 8-pointed stars to slowly cease. Farewell, dear ones. Farewell, dear ones. Live the fullness of your heart's passion, and remember your love is the divine light that lights the stars. We will meet you again, we promise. It is destined to be thus. Namaste, namaste. Namaste.